Hey, what up, everybody? It's Rhett Weaver from Inchland, Utah. So, breaking news. I mean, this is huge, huge, huge news for us. We knew November 10th was the day for the inflation report, but I also want to start with a very big disclaimer before we dive into this. Interest rates are still up high, and servicing knows interest rates from here on out are going to get lower. So, when you understand servicing, they're not going to be servicing these loans to make money off the interest for very long. So, what this means is it doesn't necessarily mean that the par rate is just going to come down super fast. What this means is the cost of the interest rate is going to become less, but there still is going to be a cost to the rate in the short term for probably the next 30 to 60 days because they know these are going to get refinanced. So I just want to make that very, very clear before I dive into this. But some really good reports, and I'm going to show you this. Right now, top right hand corner, we're up 170 basis points. That's huge. Like, we don't have these type of gains. It's super, super, super rare. Like, big stuff has to happen to have that type of a gain on interest rates. And so that's a really big movement today. And we'll kind of go over all this. So stick with me here for a second. I want to go over the CPI report. So this report is the inflation report. This report is what's showing basically how they are showing the year over year inflation, how they report to us. And this is kind of what we've been predicting this whole time. So let's just take a look at this. Right behind me is here the CPI report for October 2022. The big headline here is it came down. It's down 7.7 from 8.2, and then the core CPI index came down 3/10 from 6.6 to 6.3. So those are huge numbers, and that's basically what they were predicting. This one's very interesting though. This should have been lower, but due to housing, because shelter, rents, just because obviously we're sitting here in the United States of America on a housing shortage, and so this is a supply and demand issue, and this is why I believe there's going to be a bull rush first part of this next year on everybody trying to buy homes again. That was no different than last year. We are short on housing. And so that's why month over month, shelter was risen. And here's what's crazy. Lodging is Airbnbs, hotels, everything like that. It's up basically almost 5% here in the month of October. And let me show you what that graph kind of looks like for the lodging. This is the lodging basically from 2002 all the way to 2022. As you can see, during these COVID years in 20, it was out of control. And you can see this thing is going up and down like crazy. So it's really high right now. That means a lot of people are still spending some money. If the lodging part of this was any lower, then we would have got a better inflation report. And this number at 163 now would have been a heck of a lot bigger. So housing makes up over 25% of the CPI index. But what's great about it is the other 75%, which is consumer goods, energy, everything like that, was extremely low. And we've been seeing that happen. So this is some really good information. Here's one last graph that I kind of want to show you. And this is what they've been predicting, because inflation is a year over year thing. So July, August, and September of last year, it was super low. And this year for us in 2022 is super high. Now that we're in October, as you can see over here, for October of 2022 versus 2021, we are much lower on the inflation report than it was last year. This is why we're seeing a huge increase in rates today. Here's the beautiful part about it. If we're already this low, as you can see the graph, it means November, December, January, February, all the way through March, we're only going to get some great increases on rates. It's already much higher, like it is right now, and our inflation is going lower due to what rates have been doing for us. And so this is a huge report. This is why they're predicting in the next 6 months, rates will be down around 5%. So let me repeat that. Because of this, they predict that interest rates will be down around 5%. This is why I believe there will be a big bull rush here in the next like 3 months. And this is going to flip back to a seller's market. So what we've really got to be preaching right now, and I'm going to post another video probably this next week. But a year ago, home prices were going for 5 to 10% more on a $500,000 house. This year, they're going 5% less. That's almost a $60,000 swing in purchase price. If you look at rates between 3.75 and 6.75, this is really only about a $150 swing in payment. So people right now are getting a home at $60,000 less than 1 year ago. The payment's $100, $150 difference. And guess what's going to happen here in about 6 months? They're going to refi. They're going to get a lower interest rate. Home prices are going to start rising because the demand is going to happen. And basically, there's going to be an appetite to afford homes again when interest rates start to come down. So that's just kind of my 2 cents. Hopefully that makes a lot of sense to you guys. Let's look at the charts just really quick here as far as the market overview and see kind of The graph here, again, if this is your first time, green means rates are getting lower, red means rates are going higher. So as you can see today, I mean, look at the movement in the last, we're going back to August here. This is a huge improvement. I mean, look at how big the green line is compared to what's been happening over the last couple of months. So these are just big reports, and this is why interest rates are going to get lower. And this is why I think over the next 3 to 4 months, this is a perfect time to buy for people, because it's basically you can go to the seller, get a discount, get some seller pay closing costs. As soon as this thing flips and interest rates come down, this is going to turn into a seller's market again. Hopefully you guys have a good day.